bothers me, oh shit, you know, I always like to have on like different things in a video so that the thumbnails, oh fuck, I'm gonna put a gray oh well, at least it's long sleeve, right? So this one's irking me, but I gotta do this video. I have to. It's like driving me nuts. Would you have sex with your clone? Okay, and what would it be if you did? I'm annoyed that like this is even on my mind, but I have to. I really, it had me thinking, and so I'm just calling out to you to ask. So here are the variables that I've come up with so far. How did we come across this clone? Was it through like a morula and a zygote and a little fertilized like egg sperm type deal with cell division that had to be carried in a womb and given birth to? Because that's very different than a clone. That is like a really time delayed twin. Because essentially it's gonna, just like a twin, it's gonna, identical twin, it's gonna have your exact genetic makeup, but it's gonna have completely different life experiences. So it's not going to be you. So even if you waited 18 years until it was an adult and you had sex with it, I think that it would probably just be incest at that time. It would be like gay incest. Does that make sense? Okay, now another variable on the clone would be, what if they just cloned you, your genetic material, just like you are, except for a blank mind? Now we come into some ethical questions, because we're essentially dealing with an infant in an adult body. So can it even consent? Like, I don't think it can consent. And it would be a really weird kind of thing, because it would be having to grow up without being eased or transitioned in. It would just be an adult with a child's mind. It would have to learn all these things. That would be really weird. So I think you would A, still have to wait, and B, it would have completely different life experiences, not only than you, but also than a twin or anything else. So I think we still fall into the incest and gay category because of the ethical questions. Now here's where things get really confusing to me, or in as well as the ethical questions. Here's where things get confusing. Now what if you had a machine that just duplicated you? So everything was the same, blemishes, gray hairs, yeah, I know technically they're white, but we all call them gray. Like even memory, decision making, that thing would come out of the machine and it would probably crave the same thing for dinner that you were, because it literally would be an exact copy of you. Now the weird thing about that is, as long as you guys remained living life side by side, your experiences would differ very little. But I mean, essentially you've just created a second timeline for yourself. So that's bizarre and kind of a head fuck, because it is going to, if it spends time away from you, or you spend 6 months away from each other, you're going to come back as two very different people, and you're going to see what you would be like had you gone down that timeline. That's kind of bizarre. But anyways, for the hypothetical purposes, we have this clone. It's exactly you in every thought, mannerism, desire. If you like it, it likes it. If you like having it done to you, it likes having it done to it. Everything is exactly the same. Now what is it? It's not really a twin at that point, even though it's genetically the same, but it has your exact same life experiences, and that's what we're getting down to. Not would you have sex with your physical self, but would you have sex with your mental self? What would that be like? What would it be like to fuck yourself? Now, is it gay? Is it just masturbation? What is it? Is it incest? I don't think it's incest. And it's probably not masturbation, because masturbation is supposed to be solo. So I don't know. This is the kind of shit that probably shouldn't be taking up space in my brain, but you'll just get that random thought where you're like, what if? And I looked to the damn internet for it. I got my phone, I looked to the internet for this, and there is a surprising number of people that have the same question, which is bizarre. And pretty much, they didn't go over all of my thoughts on it, but it was pretty unanimously agreed that it's your twin. But anyway, so I don't know. What do you think? Please help. Tell me I need help. Something. Later.